Yeah, something happening.
Yep.
I've never seen this before. Where everything gets stuck like that. That's sort of new. Brittany, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just double checking because it would not be funny to pick up the wrong passenger. You're going to Diversion Courts?
Yes.
Is that the hotel?
No, it's the community there.
Okay.
My grandfather lives there.
Okay. So, Brittany, do I have your permission to record our ride for my YouTube channel?
That's fine.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll give you my card.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you.
Does not mean that we have to talk. If you don't feel like talking, that's fine too.
Yeah, no. What
Then
is it usually? What do you do?
Well, usually I just chit chat with people. That's basically what it is. It's just like, where you from? What do you do? Why? And blah blah blah. And,
Very nice.
yeah, and then often people ask me questions as well, like, where are you from?
Yeah, where are you from? I can tell.
You hear an accent, yeah.
Yes, a little bit.
And so, and then I just published the. I will answer your question.
Yeah, of course.
But and then I published the conversations to my YouTube channel.
Very cool.
And then I'm also trying to get a podcast out of it, because it's not like that a YouTube channel. I mean, it's just like the camera in front and the camera of the cabin. So it's not like there's great things happening in the car or so.
Yeah.
It's just a conversation, right?
Yeah.
But the microphones are not great yet, so I still have to have a solution for the audio setup.
Yeah, nice.
So sorry about that.
No, but it's a nice setup. Looks cool.
It's I'm learning as I go.
That's great.
And I'm from the Netherlands.
I knew you were from the Netherlands.
Oh, you knew it already.
I lived in Amsterdam.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I lived in Amsterdam in 2017 to 2018. I went to UvA. I went for law school. University
You went there
of
for law school in Amsterdam?
I went to get my master's in European law and regulations.
In European? Why would you want to study European law as an American?
To work with international businesses, open yourself to multiple markets, understanding.
Oh, interesting.
Understanding regulations in different countries and understanding, especially with the European Union, you can provide clients with not only the American perspective, you can, just know. I like to learn more, and I love to travel, and I love international.
But then you're a great asset for businesses that want to open offices abroad.
Yeah, that's the hope. I work.
Oh, are you still like in?
Yeah, so I work for an international law firm in New York, in America.
Okay.
Sorry, it's an international law firm, but they're based in New York.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get more into the I just started 4 years ago, so I'm making my way up into the more international focus.
Okay. Nice. So is Europe more complicated because you have to deal with European law, but then also with Dutch law? For example, if you want to open an office in the Netherlands, and Dutch law is different than French, is different than German, I guess. So you have to know all those bits and pieces. But isn't that a little bit comparable with the US, where you have federal law and then you have all these states that have their own?
Yes.
Is that comparable?
It's pretty, yes, I would say it's comparable, except for the language difference. Usually when you're of course that's a huge aspect. It makes it more difficult, but but in Europe, everyone in the legal profession generally speaks French or English. Those are the so I'm trying to learn French. But it's you have
How
to.
smart of you, especially to learn French, because the French, they don't like to speak English.
Exactly.
Even if they can, they're very nationalistic.
Yeah, everyone in Amsterdam spoke Dutch. I tried to learn, and everyone spoke English.
Yeah.
You would try to speak Dutch,
yeah.
and they'd be like, "Okay, we'll bring you a beer."
Exactly.
We're not gonna waste time here, and I love.
The Dutch love to speak English also.
That's true. Yeah.
Also, that's funny. So. Then you went on a canal ride, for example, of course.
Yes, I loved my bike. I got a bike the second day.
You went cycling?
Oh, of course.
You're a brave American.
Yes,
Wow.
I biked everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, I was there for a full year, so I had to.
Yeah, then you have to almost.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
So I would bike everywhere. I lived out, I guess, in the by Ooster Park, a little bit past by the science park. They have a campus, like a bigger campus, out over there.
Sure.
So I stayed right over there, and I would bike into the city every day.
So can I ask a little bit more spicy question? Would be like, what didn't you like about the Netherlands? Because we always talk about what's great about it, but was there something you didn't like?
So it's hard to meet Dutch people when you're.
It's hard.
It's hard to make real friendships with Dutch people when you're an American. I met a lot of Dutch people in my classes, but those very surface level. I think
they're very friendly.
They're very friendly,
but they're very much to themselves.
Exactly. That was
that's so
hard
funny.
part, because I have friends. I just went back in June of last year, because I have friends who I met when I was there that still live there. They just bought a house, and their friends are still primarily expats as well. They're like, we're trying.
We're trying.
So I think that was probably the hardest part. But I brought my boyfriend with me last year, and all I was trying to do was convince him to move there. So
you would love to move there?
I would love to move to Amsterdam. I really love the way of life there. I love the way that it's like, just don't bother me. Like, just don't bother people, and we don't care what you do elsewhere. Like, just don't be annoying in public. Don't bother people. But like, each his own in every other way.
And plus it's very liberal.
Exactly.
So that is also to each its own.
Exactly. And that's something that I love the architecture. I love the way that. I love the history. I'm a big history. I love how uniquely beautiful it is, and I also live in Brooklyn, so I love the brownstones in Brooklyn, and it reminds me.
Of course.
It reminds me of Amsterdam very much, and I loved the way of getting around. I love how nice everybody was.
But it's a tiny country, though.
It's a tiny country. I love that you could take the train anywhere. It's just nice.
It's like fits 4 times in Florida, I think.
Yeah. But you also are so close to everywhere, like any other country.
Yeah, you drive 5 hours here in Paris.
Exactly.
You drive 8 hours here in Berlin or something.
Yep.
London is close by, Denmark, everything.
Everywhere.
Germany.
Which was
and
great.
Europe does have a lot of history, and it is the ancestry country of the U.S. in a way. There's so many immigrants that came from Europe, settled down in the U.S. And I think that for a lot of people it was also a chance to redo things and do things better here.
Fresh start.
Not sure that worked out with everything, like with politics. It's so divided here. That bothers me sometimes a little bit. But then again, the US just went far ahead of Europe financially, and with certain freedoms and the way they approach freedom and democracy. I think that the Netherlands is very socialist. It's more government controlled. That's its goods and its bads. I guess there's no right way. There's just a different way, and we all have to accept each other for the ways we do things.
Just try to make it work for when there's so many different factors in different countries, of course. So much different history, and America in its own is very unique.
So to go to I picked you up from a hotel, but you're gonna visit your dad, you said?
My grandfather.
Your grandfather?
Yes, I was here for work.
Oh, you were here for work?
Yeah, I've been taking depositions for 2 days.
Depositions, what is that?
Yeah, so it's when you do, when you have a civil case, that's when you get to interview the other side for the first time, outside of the courtroom. So there's no strict rules of evidence. You can kind of ask them anything. It's on the record.
It is on the record.
Yeah, it's on the record. There's a court reporter there. Yep, just no judge or anything, but
Oh, it's not in court?
Yeah, it's not in court. It was in, we were in a bank office.
You bring your own recorder?
The court reporter does it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So a court reporter comes, she takes, we had a woman court reporter today, and she takes down everything that we say.
And then is this like even before you take on a case?
This is in the middle of the case. So this is when you're, we call it, it's called discovery. So you're trying to discover what happened. You're looking at emails, you're looking at text messages, and then you're getting in front of the people who sent those text messages or emails, and you're asking what happened, or you know, what's going on here.
You're actually some sort of an investigator.
Exactly, that's what it is. It's like an interview, an investigation. Yeah.
Wow, that's a fun part of being a lawyer.
Yeah,
I never thought of that, but that is so true, though.
Yeah, there's the thing about being a lawyer that's really interesting is that you really have to investigate and figure out what happened here.
Yeah, figure it out.
And then there's so many, you know, the law plays into everything. So you get to learn about so many different industries. Sometimes they're super boring, but other times they're really interesting. And
but aren't all your cases always in some sort of, isn't like your knowledge from a certain part of law where it always has to do more or less about the same thing? So like there's immigration law, there's like you do the business law. So your cases are always about businesses.
Yeah, but the thing that's interesting about them, so what I do is primarily commercial, like business law, but they could be a spectrum of businesses.
Okay.
When I get more senior, I'll find where I fit in and where I'll focus on, but right now I'm just go where they send me. I'm a worker bee.
Yeah.
And learning, and at this stage I get to learn about so many random things.
You are in your late 20s, early 30s?
I'm 30.
30. Oh, well,
yes,
there you go.
I just turned 30,
Jeez.
Yeah.
Good job, Mark.
Yeah, good job.
No, I was trying to see, like, because you're a worker bee, then you study, like, law, you could study that until 26 or so, and then you start working, and that takes at least 10 years, I would say, before you have some seniority.
Yes, definitely.
And then your own law firm, maybe in the future?
Yeah, judge, maybe.
Oh, and then after that comes to become a judge?
Yeah.
That is your dream?
Yeah, I want to become a judge.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I want to do it as much as I can to bring some just bring some reasonableness to the world.
Reasonableness. Oh, I like that. Thank you. Well, thank you for your service.
That's all we need to be sometimes. It's just, how about we be reasonable and rational?
Well, especially as judges.
Yes,
you need to be like independent and without too much judgment, actually. That's so funny that the name of a judge is judge, but then you need to be without judgment at first to be objective, to learn about a case and then finally come up. That must be the hardest job in the world, though, often.
Extremely.
Because there's so many cases that are not black and white, you know?
Yep, and it's just, you have to listen to what's in front of you and try to, you know, give the best decision based off the law that you can, and it's just, it's definitely a complicated but interesting place to work, just to the whole system.
Plus you get to see the ugly side of humanity, can I say it like that or not?
100%, yes.
Because you have to deal with all the cases where somebody did something wrong.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you don't get sued, you don't go to court. But somebody was mean or made an error, maybe wasn't maybe at fault, but still shit has happened, and then it goes to court. And as a lawyer you have to deal with it, and as a judge as well. I guess that doesn't really change.
Oh yeah, it's really, it's not easy, and it definitely, and I work in court all the time, but having clients who are like, I have what's going on, and they have to hear everything, and you're just like, like, you feel.
Do you sometimes have to defend people that you don't like?
Yes. Yeah, that's the part about, I think that's the thing about being a lawyer, is you have to go into it understanding that you're not going to like everybody that you represent. That's part of the job. The Constitution, you know, people have lawyers. That's the system that we have. And
even the criminal has a right to be defended.
Yeah, exactly. And in the more civil case. Of course, I don't at this point, but if a certain client is really problematic, there's firms can say no, we're not going to represent you.
Of
but
course.
there's always that. You see a lot of personal. You just see the character, like human nature, a lot of time. Just a lot of. I do say
people can be very mean.
Yeah, I had to deal with one somewhat related divorce action, and I said never again. That's an area of law that just really shows
Divorce,
yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Family law, any of that. It's just heartbreaking, and that's when people really get very, very, very nasty.
Wow.
So
I can also imagine that people get very egoistic, egocentric, and that is a strong emotion within humans, wanting to grab.
Yep.
And then they do that in mean ways where another person is suffering. And you hear these stories where people grab stuff from elderly people that they are taking care of.
Oh yes.
Well, how can you be so mean?
Greed.
Right? Greed, exactly.
Greed. Sense of entitlement that they deserve it for some reason. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, it keeps me up at night.
No, I bet.
In that way,
yeah.
Especially just being involved in just all of it. Just all the way in which money can really...
So you have a psychiatrist?
Oh, yes.
Yes. That seems necessary,
yes. Oh, I tell my closest friends are lawyers. I met them and I was like, one of them is a public defender.
Yeah.
And she would come home and we were all living together after law school, and she would come home and talk to us, and I was like, I have my therapist. I can't be your therapist. Then go to my therapist about you need to get one, because this is a tough job. This is a really, really hard job.
Yes.
An overwhelming job. That you
I
need
suddenly
somebody.
realized that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can't do this. Just hearing her on top of my stories and her stories, and her stories obviously blew mine out of the water, but
she does do a lot of divorce cases and stuff.
She does criminal.
Oh no, criminal.
Yeah, she's a public defender, so she does the criminal side, and it's
public defender. What does that mean?
So that means, as we were just talking about, the Constitution provides that you're entitled to representation. So that for people who can't afford their own counsel, they would be assigned a public defender who is hired and paid by the state.
Wow.
Yeah, so they have, so there's a few different agencies that will take clients who can't afford their own.
Yeah, but those are usually not very nice people.
They're overwhelmed, yeah.
Often they're people that are on drugs or misbehaved or get themselves in all sorts of problems, and then maybe eventually live on the streets. It's a tough life. They may end up doing all sorts of nasty things on the street, and then they need a defender. Then they go to court for some reason, whatever. But so you're defending I don't know, what are you defending? You're defending people that have a right to be defended, but are often on the wrong side of society.
Yeah.
They're living on the streets, having a hard time.
I think now, especially in New York, there's a lot of, in those scenarios especially, just trying to use, they are called diversion courts, and they're attempting to use, in drug specific and different homelessness, those different areas, trying to divert so that all those cases are really being handled and supervised, and they're not just, case coming, okay, here's, fine, or, you have 30 days of jail or whatever, then you come out and you do it again. So it's more of a way of trying to keep everybody in one place in front of a set of judges, and then usually the defenders become specialized to that, and I don't know. Yeah, there's just so much in that area. That's why I stay away from that system as well. It's just so complicated. There's just so much, especially in New York.
Oh, yours sounds more fun also.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
international,
Yes.
business oriented.
Yes.
Not saying that no shit is happening with the businesses, but you know, it just sounds like more fun.
Yeah, it's also just you know, it's not somebody's life too. It's not people's it's not people like that's with the divorce. It's not with somebody's marriage or their family or their life. So it does take a little bit of the that pressure away. But.
So your dream is to move to the Netherlands?
Yeah, if I can't become a judge, then I'll be But my dream is to move to the Netherlands. I think that.
Well, you couldn't be a Dutch.
No, I
judge.
couldn't be. I know.
So maybe a holiday home in the Netherlands,
exactly.
maybe.
Yeah, or retire.
Oh, there you go.
But I would need to find somewhere that on the first floor, which is not possible. Maybe retiring there.
Oh, okay.
They're very steep. I know that people get up. They figure it out.
I mean, my parents are in their 70s. My mom is almost 80. She still rides her bicycle.
I love that.
You know, it keeps you in shape.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. That's one of the things that I love. I really do miss about it.
And so, have you visited the Netherlands with your friend together? Mm-hmm. You have? He liked it too?
Yes, he did.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we came back the whole next month just telling everybody we're moving, and then we saw people again, and they were like, "Oh, you didn't move?" I was like, "No."
Well, I mean,
we didn't get it together yet.
Right?
But I do. I love it. I'm going to. I met my best friend while I was there. She lives in Berlin now. She's German.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to visit her.
You haven't visited her there yet?
I haven't been into Berlin
yet.
I know. I went to visit her. I didn't visit her in Berlin. She was living in Stuttgart. That's where she's from originally.
Okay.
And I stayed with her there, and then I went to Hanover and Hamburg. Mm-hmm. So this will be my first time staying with her in Berlin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Berlin must be amazing. I haven't been there yet.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
She loves it. She does. She has an amazing job. She does the crime scene investigations for the Berlin Police Department.
Oh wow! You're gonna get an insight in Berlin that normal people don't get.
Exactly.
Wow, you're gonna get some good stories too.
Yes. And her brother's a lawyer there and huge in the EDM scene. So I'm gonna be going to all the clubs.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Nice.
I know. They're like the perfect Berliners to be visiting. So I'm excited.
Nice.
It will be. I'm very excited. We talk at least once a week, so that's another reason why I would love to move to the Netherlands.
To see her more often as well.
Yeah. She wants me to move to Berlin, so I was like, I'll have to see Berlin. We'll see.
So how did you meet actually?
She went to UVA as well, but
okay.
But we met at orientation on the first day. It was graduate orientation, and we just were standing near each other. Thought, let's chat, and we became best friends.
Yeah, and you had to go through the same hardships together, like introduction week or something.
Exactly,
and then that makes a bond, all right.
Mm-hmm. So much easier, and just like having somebody to go do things with and meet people with, and it was great. She came to visit me in September. She came to America for the first time.
In New York?
Yeah, New York.
Nice.
She said, I hadn't had anybody visit me who hadn't been to New York before. And she just was like, I couldn't believe how tall the buildings are. I was like, really? She's like, it's very overwhelming.
Oh, I've been to Manhattan once. Yeah. It is overwhelming.
Yeah, I was like,
you never see the sun shine in there.
Yeah.
It is overwhelming. But it's also like that vibe of New York is just amazing. It doesn't stop. There's I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm not ready to leave Brooklyn, and I think that's why really thinking about moving out of the country isn't because I'm like, I'm ready. Yeah. I'm not ready. I love Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I really do, and I love being able to go to Manhattan in 20 minutes.
There you go.
Which is great.
There you go.
Yeah, and Brooklyn is just so quaint and not overwhelming with buildings. So that's exciting.
So Brooklyn also has a name as is that Brooklyn? Yeah, as a bad neighborhood, no?
It used to be.
But that is more from television and stuff.
Yeah, there's parts of it that are still not great that I will not go near. But that's much more deep in Brooklyn. I live kind of where Manhattan and Brooklyn meet, and where the Brooklyn Bridge is.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that's been around for a long time. To tell my grandpa.
Hi, Uber. I'm dropping off a visitor.
For Pagnata.
Huh?
4417
Novedo Court. All right, man. Thanks. Have a good one.
He remembered to call.
But hey, so how old is your grandfather?
He's 80.
He's 80, like my mom. And I bet you haven't seen him for a little while.
Yeah, he's very excited.
Oh, yeah. I'm so happy for you guys.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
This is so nice.
We're going at 7. We are going to, I don't know the name, but he called it the Italian restaurant down the street. So we're going to have a nice date night.
Oh, nice.
And I'm very excited. And
is his wife still there or not?
No,
I'm sorry.
She passed. No, she passed away pretty suddenly a few years ago. So.
Okay. Well, may she rest in peace.
Anytime when my job set up Naples, I was like, oh, I will be there.
Yeah.
I will go down. My dad was here 2 weeks ago. So
okay.
He's excited.
So he does get to see. He does get to see you guys. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, because Naples is sort of far from New York. It's not something you do. Easily, quickly.
Exactly. So I haven't been down here since I went to college. My undergrad, I went to Miami, the University of Miami.
Okay.
But that was I graduated in 2014, and I used to come up here then, and I haven't been back since. So.
Oh, what? You haven't seen your grandfather for 8 years?
No, he's been in New York. He's been in New York. I just haven't been down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't been to this house.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Once everything happened with my Nana, a lot of stuff. New York was the home base for a while, so.
And here you go. You have a whole evening to catch up and.
Exactly. And I told the way it works kind of. In law, I'm an associate, and then my boss is like the partner. And I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay an extra day with my grandfather. He was like, okay, like enjoy Friday, like enjoy your day on Friday a little bit. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, like enjoy your Friday with your grandfather.
That's nice.
So it was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So you have a good boss, actually.
Yeah, I work at a really good place.
I'd say.
That's why, like, I can't complain about like. Work life, like being my life as a lawyer. Like they really are. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm very lucky.
So it did get sort of dark, so I'm not sure I can publish this, but I'll look at the footage later at home.
It was just nice talking with you, honestly.
For sure.
As soon as I heard your accent, I was like,
wait.
He's Dutch.
Oh, you really? Like that?
Yeah,
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It's that thick, huh?
I had so many, all my teachers were Dutch. All my professors.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was nice chatting with you.
Yeah. How long have you been down here?
2.5 years.
Very nice.
So yeah, still a few years to go.
Okay, yeah.
He does, huh? Little Kia. I would expect a Mercedes or a Bentley or something like.
He has it in the garage.
Oh,
he has it in the garage. Don't worry.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful time.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Thanks. Oh, jeez.